Hi everybody, it's Elaine with the Paper Crafting Store. Hope you're doing well. I've gotten lots and lots of requests for another video showing how to turn napkins into card backers or for usage in your journal or scrapbooking. So I thought I'd shoot another video here and let you see it from start to finish, okay? So let's get started today. So the first thing you need to do is find yourself a pretty napkin. I've chosen this one for today. All right, then I'm just going to cut it in half along the fold, and then I'm going to once again cut along the folds. So I recommend getting yourself a pair of big scissors. You can cut a much better straighter line with a pair of big scissors than you can with small scissors. Okay, so that leaves us a really beautiful design. The next thing that we need to do is remove all of the layers. So I'm going to take my pokey tool and I'm going to remove the bottom layer. That one came off really quick and easy. Now I've got to remove the middle layers. So that sometimes is a little bit more challenging. So the easiest way to do that is to take a small piece of cheap painter's tape, the cheapest you can find, Dollar Tree cheap. Okay, we're going to put it on the back of the next layer, of the middle layer, and it's going to allow us to easily separate the two layers. Now for this napkin, because you can see it's got lots of red and a dark blue in it, we're going to save this bottom layer because I'm going to show you at the end what we're going to do with that and what we can make with that. So we're just going to set that aside for the moment. Okay, so we already have our pre-cut A2 size card base. Now I just use a typically I use a 65-pound white index. You don't need a heavy base. All that does is add bulk and weight to your card. So we're going to unroll our tape here a little bit, and we're going to take it and we're going to line up this straight bottom edge with the bottom edge of the tape. That way you know you have one side that is straight. And then we're going to take our X-Acto knife. Now this tape is made to my specifications, which means it's a very high tack tape. It's also completely see-through, so you can use it with vellum and it won't show. But because it is so high tack, I do not recommend using scissors to cut directly on the tape like you saw me just do, because it will gum up your scissors in a heartbeat, and I do mean a heartbeat. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this card base that we just added tape to, and we're gonna take our brayer and we're gonna roll it vertically and we're gonna roll it horizontally, okay? What this does is it's gonna make the tape liner peel off very easy. So again, you wanna put a lot of pressure as you're rolling, all right? Okay, now we're gonna take our handy dandy pokey tool again, and we're just going to find a corner, put our finger down to hold it in place, and we're just going to, what I call, flick at the corner until you get the liner to release. You don't want to dig at the corner because that's more likely going to separate the card stock itself. So I don't know what I've got on my fingers, but you can see there's a little bit of blue there, so I'm going to try and not use my index finger. All right, so this is the key to success, ladies and gentlemen, is that you always apply the card to the napkin, never the napkin to the card. I'm controlling this with one finger. I have no control over this. It's too flimsy. So put your napkin down in front of you, take your card base, figure out where it is you want. I want to capture these flowers here. So I'm gonna just lay it down in place. Now the next thing that everybody wants to do, including me, is run your hand across it. But that's an absolute no-no. It's a trick. It's a trap, really. Because what you want to do next is take your brayer and with zero pressure, we're gonna glide it across just to get our air bubbles out. If you put pressure on it from either the back by running your hand over it or on the front before you get rid of the air bubbles, you're gonna have a wrinkle mess, okay? So that's why you can't touch it in the back while you're doing that, okay? So now that we've ran our brayer across there with 0 pressure, we're gonna put pressure on it, which is gonna take care of all of our crimp marks and any wrinkles or bubbles that we might have, okay? Now there you can see, all done. It's that quick, it's that simple, it's that easy. So all we have to do now is trim it off and we can turn it into one of these beautiful cards. Now I promised you that I would show you something to do with this middle layer. So first I'm going to show it as it's been done already. So you can see here, this is a napkin, and here is what I call the bleed through layer, which is the middle layer. Not all napkins come with a bleed through layer, but some do, and if they do, this is something that you could do with it. So here's this one. Here's another one. You can see I also fussy cut some flowers out if you happen to like to fussy cut and put them on our envelope. You can see here is a napkin that's been die cut. So once you put this napkin on this card base, you can do anything with it. Treat it like you would any other piece of paper. Okay, but here's our bleed through layer. And once again, here is our bleed through layer. Okay, so here is this one. So I'm gonna lay it on the back here just so you can see how pretty and vibrant that bleed through layer is going to be. That's gonna look lovely on the inside, or actually, sometimes you can even put it on the outside of the envelope. You might have enough to do the flap. You might even have enough if you're using guest napkins, which this is that size, or if you're using a luncheon napkin, you would have enough to put it on your envelope completely. So now you're just coordinating your cards together. Either they're bringing the outside to the inside or adding it to the or to the envelope, whatever the case may be. Anyways, I hope you learned something, hope you have fun. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.